Taurus. Now there's an American car with the shape and the feel we've never seen before.
Taurus.
Now there is a personal car that has exactly what we've been looking for.
For all of us who will not compromise, Ford listened. Ford created Taurus for us.
Taurus for us. Taurus for us. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Love it. That song is brought to you by Ford Motor Company in the whatever year that was. 80s. Hi, I'm Cameron. I'm back.
Welcome
from what?
to the Folk Hogan podcast, where each week Cameron doesn't show up, except for once in a while. And here he is today. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. Chips, how are you?
So good.
Yeah? What you been up to? You been baking lots of bread?
Bread always.
Ugh, I want some more of your bread. It's so good.
I opened up my girlfriend's freezer,
Uh-huh.
and it was just full of sourdough loaves, uneaten sourdough loaves. So I got to stop stashing them in there.
Dude, call me. I'll come pick them up.
I know you would.
Cameron, how are you today?
Brown bread. Good.
Brown bread. Cameron's been infatuated with filling up his cheeks with air, as he says, bees in words.
Specifically brown.
That's
Thanks, Jeremy Clarkson.
That's what Cameron's been up to lately. That's why he hasn't been on a podcast in a while.
Been obsessing over the brown.
How you been?
Been good.
Yeah?
Just, doing stuff and so much housework
Yeah.
as it goes.
Didn't you have a flood or a broken gas line or something?
It was a pinhole leak in a pipe, and it spread all along the foundation wall in my basement
That's fun.
and just wrecked half a kitchen.
That's a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm dealing with insurance. It's been like a month now.
Oh, everybody loves that.
Yeah. They're like, we're not going to replace this. We're going to rebuild it. Even though it's going to take way more time, labor, and money to rebuild it than just replace the cabinets. And yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, whatever. But I'm taking the time I'm just going to dump all the money I have into it to make it nice and
Good for you.
increase the value of the house.
Way to rub the fact that you own a house into my face. Thanks.
Sorry.
In this
Sorry.
economy?
Yeah, what the
Oh,
Well-
I'm currently renting a house from the bank.
Fair. Today, we're gonna go back to chatting about specific songs. So today, since we have Cameron here, we're going to have a conversation about the song "Eggs," which is on the album "Behold." Is that the first song you ever wrote, Cameron?
It is.
Yeah.
And I didn't I didn't fully write it. I wrote a part in it.
He wrote more than a part in it.
Well, you and Canyon helped a whole bunch because I didn't know what I was doing, or I've learned a lot since then. But
When did we write that?
God, 2016, 15, when was Behold
something like
released?
that. 2019. Probably 2016.
19? Yeah, probably 16 then.
Yeah. So you had that little riff, right?
Yep. Oh, I had the the verse.
Yeah, I
thing
think you had
going
the
on.
chorus as well.
No,
Yeah, I think you did. I just think that we ended up changing a few things around.
maybe. I had the riff too.
Yeah.
I guess I had a couple of things in it,
Yeah.
but structural wise, I mean, I'm still pretty piss poor at writing in general, and I think that's all internal. Just I'm too critical.
Yeah. So you brought some of the music to us. Did you have any lyrics in mind? I know you had a subject in
I
mind.
like a theme in mind, but no lyrics. I've never, still to this day, never written any lyrics.
Well, that's not true. You helped write lyrics for the song.
Oh, I guess I kind. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you did.
it was after like presented with options, like, oh, you could phrase it this way, or you could say this, or
Sure.
something along those lines. But yeah, I as a listener of music on the occasion, throughout my life, I've never really focused or listened to lyrics.
Yeah.
Because it just which is really weird to say, but it's just not something I ever really listened to. I really like listening to riffs and the rhythm and drums and
Yeah.
just that aspect of music. And I also have a really hard time, even if it's a good mix or whatever, I have a really hard time really getting a good grasp of like, oh, these are the words that the singer is saying.
Yeah.
And especially in a lot of metal music, it's screaming stuff. So I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just noise.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's never been something that just fell off. That was prioritized in my brain.
Yeah.
So
So will you talk a little bit about the theme you wanted to follow?
kind of. I mean, so my grandfather was in World War II, as many of ours was, and he was a mechanic. And growing up, it'd be pretty fascinating to hear him talk about his experiences that he had in the war, and watching a 70, 80-year-old man kind of start choking up at certain stories or whatever. But it was something that was always pretty impactful for me, in that sense that not only someone could go through that, but all of the different things of just like, wow, I'm going to speak in European, you were 500 meters from exploding from a flying bomb, and just crazy shit like that, and I'm sure he was probably like 19.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was probably 18, 19 years old. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah. That's
I was still pissing my pants at that age. Like,
you're still doing that now, and you're in your
well,
30s.
I just don't tell anyone.
So, yeah, I remember you coming to us with that theme and saying that you wanted to write specifically a song about the things that he had told you. And I remember a few of the things that you had mentioned specifically that we tried to fit into the lyrics. Let's roll through the lyrics a little bit. Or hey, Chips, you want to put on a quick sample of that song so we can hear a little bit of it? DJ Chips.
Yeah.
Ooh, we still got music playing?
eggs. Look at that.
Delicious eggs.
So now let's take a little journey through those lyrics a little bit.
It's funny going back and reading through them. I think I had maybe also included a bit about my great uncle Philip in there as well, my grandfather's brother, in either the stories I was telling or something.
Yeah. So
he was in battle in he was I think first deployed in North Africa. He was with the 2nd Armored Division. So he sent to North Africa, and then D-Day, Utah Beach. Funny enough, Battle of the Bulge. That guy went through
a lot,
bunch of shit. Yeah. Apparently had something like 6 or 7 Purple Hearts or something, but he turned them all down.
Yeah,
didn't want them.
That's a common thing.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
So that first verse, leaving home, I was so young and full of hope. I wish I'd known what was in store. Now I'm gone. I was not warned that I would never come back. Never come back.
Those are the words. I didn't know we'd be talking about this. I haven't thought about this in 8 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty common theme. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a very, dare I say, I don't know if I want to say generic, but it's a very relatable, maybe.
Yeah.
That anyone who went through that sort of stuff continues to go through that sort of stuff, or will be going through that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Granted, I don't know dick about what it was like getting drafted. Like, oh, are you going to go
right.
What they were told or anything
As
like that?
kid,
No idea. I don't have a clue.
As a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what's crazy. A lot of that stuff, they were so young. Holy smokes.
Yeah. 18 years old. Like, I didn't know anything about anything at that point in my life.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Probably
I do remember my grandpa said when he was going through training to figure out where his specialty or his skill set was, his hearing got damaged, and I think it was his right ear in a Sherman tank. I think it was a Sherman tank. I don't know, but fired a shell and no ear protection or anything. Just and you're deaf.
Yeah. There goes that.
Like that his whole life.
That's rough. Yeah, I do remember specifically you telling us a story about buzz bombs.
Yeah.
What was that?
Oh man, he died in many years ago. 2012? No. 2009, 2010, something like that. 2010. He was 91, I think. Anyway, yeah, he'd always mentioned, I think they were in Belgium, and they were in their barracks, and they had woken up when I can't remember if it was the V1 or the V2 flying bomb, but they would start to crackle when they'd run out of fuel, and so they'd go, it'd start buzzing. They call them buzz bombs. Huh. And I guess they had woken up from it and then heard stuff, and then, because shit's going on all around you, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, but the barracks next to them was what got hit. It was just like, wow, that's,
terrifying.
I don't know how, far away it was from theirs. I don't know if it was kilometers or if it was meters, but yeah, shit like that. It's pretty insane.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
No, I like the sentiment of the song that you can go away to war, and, finding out that the world is so much different than you thought it was, and in a way, the same person never returns. Yeah, it's always a different version of yourself.
I don't know when my Uncle Philip was born. My grandpa was in 1919. I would assume Philip was slightly older. I'm going to guess 16 or 14 or something like that. But I remember he was saying, so let's say he was, 22, 23, something like that. But he was saying my grandpa was saying, when he left, he looked like a, normal person. And then when they ended up being able to meet up in Belgium, kind of near the end of the war, he had completely silver hair. It looked like he was in his mid-40s, super wrinkled, clearly shell-shocked to pieces,
Yeah.
But yeah, he said just looked like a different person. And it's crazy after, 2, 3, 4 years it's of combat, heavy combat.
Non-stop trauma.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit.
Takes a toll on you.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about why the song is called Eggs.
I don't remember. 'Cause it was, I think, initially going to just be called The Mechanic, but I don't know what the eggs thing. I'm assuming you remember.
I don't.
You don't either.
I don't, but I know.
I'm assuming it was some of the stupid shit I
but
had
I
done,
know
but
that you love eggs.
I do love eggs.
I know I've told the story on the podcast before about Kameron getting gas station eggs and dropping them in a hotel sink and then washing them off and eating them.
I used soap on them. Just kidding.
Hard-boiled eggs.
Yes.
Who knows how long they'd been there.
They're fine, dude. I'm still here.
Where were we that we played a show and there was a big painting of an egg that you bought?
What?
Didn't you buy a painting of an egg at
Did
one of our
I?
shows? I thought so.
That sounds like something I do, but also I know I'm a very cheap person.
Why do you
so
love eggs? I guess let's start there.
I've just eaten them a lot. I mean, I remember going through my teenage years, and like any teenage boy, I just
Voraciously
constantly
eating.
hungry. And it was food that was cheap in the household, and it was, God, how much were eggs in fucking 2004? Like
80
cents for
a
18 of them or
dozen,
something.
yeah.
Yeah. So they were super cheap, and it was just like they were easy to eat. They were quick to make. They were not that I was thinking about health, but they, it was easy to just
Better than eating a whole bag of Doritos.
debatable. No. There ain't nothing wrong with corn and orange cheese. Bright orange cheese. Yeah, so it was just it's super easy to make, super cheap. And it's like you can crack a dozen eggs in a skillet and just wolf them down if you
Lord,
want.
a dozen eggs.
Oh, dude, teenage me, very hungry.
Have you eaten a dozen eggs in one sitting?
Hell yes.
Oh my god,
Dude.
That's
Oh
insane.
man. Oh yeah. I'm sure the gas was bad. I don't remember, but yeah. I mean, nowadays it's like if I want to, if I'm really hungry, I don't really eat breakfast. But if it's a weekend and go do some gardening or yard work or whatever,
Yeah.
I come back in and it's like if there's eggs in the fridge, it's like I'll scramble up 6 or
It's a lot of
whatever.
eggs, man.
It is a lot of eggs, but I don't know. Fuck it.
You just like eggs.
They're good.
He just loves eggs.
Yeah.
So much that when we were in Europe, you got egg liquor for the first time.
Advocate.
Advocate, which means lawyer in
Lawyer
Dutch.
liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how did we even discover that? Oh,
It was
we
at
went
that
to it was at
little-
Vault. Oh no, yeah.
Yeah.
It was at there was a little like kind of street fair in Vals, Netherlands, and just going around talking to everyone. I can't read Dutch, and I don't know what the fuck anything says, but I read something. I took Latin in high school, so I kind of know how to read some parts and some aspects of languages, because there's a lot of things that just like, oh, that's a J instead of a G, or that's
Yeah.
a whatever. I'm not sure how Latin ties. Anyway, but yeah, I asked these folks like, "What is this?" Oh, it's liqueur, but it's made with eggs. And I said, "I will take the whole bottle," and I think it was like 14 euro or something. And oh boy, so good, so good. It's like eggnog without all of the shit and trash taste. And then you replace all that stupid nutmeg and cinnamon and anything that would typically make you happy around the holidays. You replace all that with booze.
Well, I mean, there's booze in eggnog.
Well, in some egg, not in store eggnog. That's stupid.
Well, yeah.
It was also a lot thinner than
Then a nog would be.
than like a nog, yeah.
Yeah.
Than a store bought. Like I can't stand store bought eggnog. It's so
I loved it when I was a
thick.
kid, and
So did
now I
now
can't.
it's just awful.
I can't touch
It's
it.
too sweet.
Yeah.
It's too thick, and it's just awful. And just milk is dairy's just nasty.
Yeah, just
Ugh.
not into it. Not my jam.
Not my dairy.
Well, we're going back to Europe in September of this year. I don't know that we're going to Vols. That's not. I don't believe we are.
Well, now that I know it's called Advocate, I don't need to go there. I
Yeah.
can just go to the store. We got it
But-
in the Aldi.
Yeah, but we will be going to. We're gonna butcher a bunch of Dutch names for you. We're gonna go to Hilversum. And how do you think you say that one, Cameron?
Panikin?
Probably
Panikin?
Panning.
Panningeen.
And then Hoos.
Hoos.
Yeah.
And then Nivedal.
Nivedal, which we love.
Nivedal was cool. That's where I saw
That's good, too.
the coolest Volvo I've ever seen in my life.
Which is saying something.
No.
Cameron drives a Volvo.
I know, but this one was sick.
And then we're going to Hoor.
You're going to Hoor.
We're going to
Are you sure it's
Hoor
not Hoor? Yeah.
for the beers, barbecue,
brats, and barbers. Bands.
bands and barbers.
Bands and
Beats,
barbers.
Beats and barbers. That's what they
Beats?
call it.
Oh.
Beers, barbecue, beats and barbers festival in Hoor. That's going to be a blast.
We're going to Hoor.
And then we're going to. What do you think of that one?
New Swanstein. No.
Is it- do you think that's Zygmunt?
Oh, we're
Or-
not doing. Oh, you're not trying to make me say the German one.
No. I wouldn't do that to you. Do you think it's Zygmunt or Zwint? It's probably Zygmunt.
Zivant? Well, it wouldn't be
Probably.
V with W.
Yeah,
I don't think
good
they.
point. And then Helmond.
Yeah.
And then
Go see
Ibergen.
Lydia
Yeah.
and then Imachin.
Yeah. Ibergen. I like Ibergen. I like Helmond. I like the Netherlands. I don't really care. There's not been a spot in the Netherlands that I'm like, I don't like this place. Cameron's thinking of something. He's not going to say it out loud. But
No, I don't even. I can't either. I don't think. I'm trying to think of something.
I can think of a particular bar that you don't like there. But the country in general, yeah, I don't think there's anything to hate there.
Did I not like a particular bar? Is it that one?
I'm going to point it out so that no one knows which bar it is. I'll pull up the. It was a tour a while ago, and we played at this one place. And
You know,
Cameron just wasn't fond of it.
yeah, I wasn't, but I also, I have way too much stress when we go over there.
Yeah, that's
for
fair.
no reason. It's
Yeah.
it's all self-imposed.
Yeah.
I just get stressed out about getting to places on time and
Yeah,
and
That's natural.
food and blah blah blah. Because
Yeah.
stuff closes over there at
6
7 p.m.
because they allow people to have their own lives.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, why would you do that?
But also, I'm hungry.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I need to be able to get to a place and just like wander off.
I'll
but in
tell
like
it-
a smart
yeah,
way.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Wander
Yeah.
off, go check out some stuff.
Enjoy
walk
yourself,
Around. Yeah,
man.
I have a hard
Live your
time with that
life.
because I'm too busy thinking about like, well, is my pedal board set up and where's the cables ran and where's my banjo and is it tuned and
I used to be the way, and probably I used to be that way, and probably much to the annoyance of everyone in the band. I was put on a prescription last year that changed all of that for me, and now I feel like I'm just aloof all the time. And
You're not, but at the end of the night, it's really
I'm just
not.
like-
It's a good thing and a bad thing.
yeah,
You talk to so many people,
Oh, yeah.
and make tons of friends, get really involved in conversations and everything. And on the flip side of that, it's like, Moses, it's 4 a.m. I gotta go to work.
Yep, that sounds like me. So sorry about that, but also my life is so much better.
Yeah,
And
yeah. How dare you inconvenience me
well,
with your happiness?
it is rude. Yeah, so We're going back over there, and we've actually been back to the theme of eggs. We've been a few places in Netherlands.
We've been to places in Germany and played that song. It was weird.
Yeah, and we've told people it was about the time they the last time they lost.
Last time they stole all the Dutch's bicycles.
Yeah.
They're still bitter about that too. I love it.
And they should be.
Yeah.
We should absolutely talk about what we did a few weeks back.
Yeah.
So we have some Dutch fans
Several.
that we love. It all started with Tom.
Technically, Mike too. He was there.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Tom
it,
and
but
Mike. Yeah. And then last tour, we met their father, Eric.
yes, and
Clays is their last name.
and
And,
Sandra made us a care package.
oh, such a sweetheart.
Yeah, full of all sorts of Dutch snacks and
So a few weeks back, they came to
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, and Cameron saw their post.
saw it on Facebook, and I'm like, what are you? What? You're in Vegas? Come up to Utah. And they messaged me, and they're like, okay. Does this date work for you? Like, yeah, cool. And they're like, will you take us shooting? Like, absolutely.
Yes, we
Absolutely.
will.
Yes. We will do that. They'd never held a gun before. They'd never, obviously, I guess they'd seen them, but they never held one. I mean, we probably look like crazy people to them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I kept having conversations with them when we were out at the shooting range, explaining to them what the gun laws were.
Yeah.
And
in Utah.
and
there are none.
they were never not surprised by anything I was showing them. And at the end of the day, I brought up to them, I was like, yeah, it's perfectly legal for someone in Utah to carry a weapon around. You don't need a license for it. You can just carry one all the time. And
Concealed at that.
And they were like, so like we could carry one? I was like, well, you couldn't because you're not a citizen. But it's legal for me to carry one around. But,
Residents can.
But you can go and just shoot one.
Yeah.
And they looked at me and they were like, so everything we did today was legal? And I was like, we're not going to take you to break the law.
Yeah. We took them out to the desert in Grantsville and just said, here, empty some magazines.
Shoot.
Make boom, boom.
They had an interesting time.
They did well, too.
Yeah, they did great. And then we took them into town and had some beers and
Tacos
ate some food. And when we were on K-Bear, and we took them with us on K-Bear, it was such a wonderful time. Love the Dutch and those three Dutchmen specifically. This was just Mike and Eric, but man, it was so awesome to just hang out with them.
Yeah, and they we took them. I'm gonna say it was probably their first real Mexican food.
Yeah, I mean,
they do have Mexican food in the Netherlands, but they're like, no, it's
just
not
cumin.
this. Yeah.
It's just cumin and garlic powder. That's all it is.
It's not good.
It's just not the same.
Yeah, and we didn't really take them. We went to Taqueria 27, which I'd never been there before. Thought it was fine.
Yeah, it's decent.
It was fine.
It's not like authentic Mexican.
No, but having said that, on either mine or our recommendation, we suggested they go down to Moab.
Yeah,
And following them on their social media stories, it was so interesting. It's like they went to Moab, walked around, got fried ice cream.
yeah.
Like they're like, wait a minute, how do you fry ice cream?
Yeah.
Like, dude, get it. It's so good if you find it anywhere.
Yeah.
And then the next little photo was like a classic like 7-pound burrito the size of a thigh, drenched in cheese. And so I'm just like,
Yep.
oh man,
Yep.
they must be having a real good time.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Good for them. It was such a blast seeing them.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, to get back to eggs, we were talking about there's a number of places that we've been in Netherlands specifically that I felt like made that song a bit more, what's the word? Prescient to us. We went to these bunkers that the Germans had built.
Yeah, these
During World
huge,
War
massive
II.
concrete bunkers all the way from. Did they go into Denmark or did they just go from Netherlands? But they went all the way down to Spain, I think, right?
Yeah.
Or at least southern
Yep.
France.
Yes.
All the way along the coast because Hitler was so
Afraid of the Navy.
just like, we're going to fortify this to bits in case. And funny enough, I think they picked a spot that wasn't fortified or they ended up using so much resources fortifying the coast of the Netherlands and like northern France, and they ended up kind of going a little bit more not southern but central, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, massive, and they're still there to this day.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's a lot of architecture, especially in Germany too. Specifically, the one that comes to mind is in Hamburg. That is a nightclub, but it used to be a air defense tower that the Nazis made.
Yeah.
Something like that, flak tower or something like that. But you can't just like, oh, well, we'll just drill holes in the concrete and fill it full of dynamite and take it down so then that we can redevelop the area. It's like these were meant to withstand 1,000-pound bombs.
Yeah.
Like dynamite's not going to do. So they just repurpose some of it. But all the Nazi bunkers that are littered all over the coast of Holland are still there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really crazy because they've not done anything to maintain them, which I loved.
Yeah, but they're still like they don't look eroded. I mean, aside from like the graffiti on them, they don't look eroded.
A lot of them are just full of sand.
Yeah, they look maybe weathered. I guess maybe as full of sand and debris and stuff. But
we have some pictures. We'll have Nick post on the YouTube version of this so that we can show off some of that stuff. And then the last 2 tours we've been there, we've been to Eiselstein, which is a graveyard in the Netherlands that they only bury German soldiers in. And
still to this day too. So if they develop a new plot of land and they find human remains, they test them if there's dog tags with them or anything. Any of that stuff, they just send them to that cemetery. So there's like 37,000 Nazis and then 281
from World War
One. Yeah, at this one site, and it's massive.
I mean, it's overwhelming.
Yeah,
it's overwhelming. And walking around there and seeing, there are graves for like 6-month-old babies there.
Yeah.
And people would ask like, well, how is that buried there? If a German officer had their family in the Netherlands and they were all killed, well,
that's what
you were part of this. So that's where we're putting you. And they do that because they have the belief that everyone should be entitled to a grave, even the people who deprived others of a grave, because we should give them more dignity. We should be better than them than they were to others, which I think is a good sentiment to have, to constantly try to improve. But I'm curious if you have any sort of a reaction. Did those experiences of going to Berlin, going to places like Eiselstein, change at all your perception of the song Eggs?
Not so much, I don't think. It's a good question. Not so much. I think going to Antwerp, because I know my grandfather was stationed there for a while. That was a bit more like, damn, this is crazy. Like, I don't know where he was in this massive port town, but it's like, holy shit, I'm here.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, you never went to, at least to my knowledge, never went to, Berlin or Rotterdam or, any of that stuff. So, and I'm not entirely sure where my great uncle died in like 65, I want to say, or 68, something like that. So I clearly never met the guy. But it's still, I mean, going to Berlin was heavy.
Yeah.
It didn't change any song perceptions, but it was still very heavy.
Yeah.
It's a super, super cool city. Super cool city. Of all the cities that we visited, and we only got about an hour there, maybe hour and a half. It was like, this place is my favorite place that we'd been.
Yeah.
It was so cool. And you know, not even from World War II stuff. I mean, going into the Cold War,
Yeah.
it's just a lot of history there.
Yeah.
And it's heavy, earth-shattering history too. Like, we got nukes pointed at you, you got them pointed at us, and here could be a flashpoint. Yeah, it's like, whoa, man, right here where there's a fucking KFC now.
Yeah.
The canyon wandered
Right.
off into.
Yeah.
Or McDonald's, or it's really nuts.
Yeah. The first time we went to Europe, and
You want a beer?
I remember being in Hamburg,
I want a beer.
and
Hankeburger.
yeah,
There's a
Cameron
Peter?
gets the last PBR. And
It's my podcast night.
and I remember playing. There it is. I think PBR has a different sound when you open it.
It does.
Yeah, I remember playing Eggs in Germany for the first time, and thinking
Cowboy.
just about how odd that was to be playing that song
For
in
Germans.
Yeah, and just
In
like
Germany for Germans.
how much has changed over the
Yeah.
80 years, and I found that, I don't know, there was a gravity to that.
Yeah.
So when you brought this song to the band, you also had in mind who was going to sing it.
Yeah. I did. It was Nick.
Do you want to explain that? Explain yourself, Cameron.
Explain. Well, I mean, my initial thought for this song was to be, I'm going to talk shit about all of us. We're very slow at learning and writing and doing. Especially in that time, we were slow. And so my goal for it was to have 2 weeks worth of practices, so 4 practices, and play it at a show on the 5th. And then, of course, 3 or 4 months later, I think was when we played it. But I think I had heard, and man, thinking back about all this, I have to go through all of my blackout memories of I drank a lot back in the earlier days in the band because I was young and stupid. I still am, except the young. I'm just stupid now. But I had finally heard Nick sing something on shit. What was the second to last song on the show?
Reprise.
That. The very end of it, where there's all the kind of group vocals that intermix with each other. And I was like, wow, that's a cool voice. And I think I have a mild tism with certain frequencies, and there was something about the way you did the vibrato in the vocals on that just my ear latched onto, and I'm like, Nick's singing this.
Yeah.
It was just from that. I'm just like, nope, Nick's doing it.
Yeah.
So it was from that.
It was the end of
Reprise?
Reprise.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
When you said, I breathe fire. And I think it was the second time through that I was like, that. I don't even know if you were in tune. It was just the way you did it was super cool.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time with redos on any tracks too. So usually when I hear something the first time, my brain's like, don't ever fucking change that. And when we inevitably do, it's like, damn it, I don't know. It's like hearing that spark for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there. Second time. Yeah.
Fun songs.
Yeah. Wacky.
Man, one day, it'd be cool to redo that album.
Yeah.
Once we've done everything else we could possibly do.
I haven't quite settled into the new album yet.
Really?
Of like what my feelings are on it. I love it. I know that part, but I just haven't fully set into it yet. And while I love Behold, the show has always been my favorite Folk Hogan album. I think it was a cool idea. I think the execution was great. Jared wrote some awesome songs for it. Box wrote a great song for it. I wrote good songs for it. Canyon wrote good songs for it. We wrote good songs together for it.
I didn't know how to play my instrument.
Cameron didn't know how to play the banjo yet, but he did fine. I find that album interesting and creative, and I love it quite a bit.
It's really cool.
Yeah, is there anything else you want to say about Eggs?
Get in this.
Other than not about the food, but the song.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I just don't think my parents know that I did that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a surprise.
Yeah, I should probably tell them. I get so tunnel visioned about stuff that I do that I don't like. I get not ashamed, but I just get really like, oh, don't listen to it because I don't like. I still to this day, every time we play that song, I just get really like, oh,
Nervous? Yeah.
not nervous, but just I just don't want to play it because I did it. That's what it comes
I
down.
get that. That's why it's hard for me to listen to our albums. I cannot listen to my voice.
Yeah, like oh man, I don't want to. I did a big portion of that song, and I don't want to listen to it because I did it, and I think there's aspects of it I don't like.
Yeah.
But to that same sentiment, that was my burp.
Yeah, Cameron's not capable of burping. He has a weird thing in his body.
It's
And he
called
can't burp.
yeah. It's called a bit. I was gonna say bitch tube. I said it anyway.
Yeah, you did.
My throat's stupid.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, or diaphragm or whatever. There's a cure for it, but
Sebastian, on the other hand,
Is now-
had a thing and a scar tissue thing in his esophagus.
now he's a throat
He'll tell
goat.
us about it sometime. But
Just
he
blew it out.
Yeah, they put a balloon inside of him and blew it up and expanded the very bottom of his esophagus, and now he can eat foods that he just couldn't eat.
Yeah.
He's very happy. We're very happy for him.
Yeah.
So,
I've had that. So speaking of Sebastian's condition thing, I've had that happen once in my life where it just feels like food gets stuck in your throat at some point along the line. And
Yeah.
boy, it's horrifying.
Yeah.
'Cause it is just like, I got to throw up. Like I can't.
Yeah. Can't get it out.
Oh my God.
Stay
Yeah.
in there.
It feels yeah. It's a very unpleasant thing. No, I don't know if I have anything else to say about eggs. I think that's there's some things obviously I wish were tweaked a little bit, but I'll eventually write another song, and I have some riffs in mind and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, we got to get cracking on it. We got a whole new album to make.
whatever I come up with, I'm sure I'll hate.
You just got to enjoy it.
Could do.
Chips, how do you feel about singing Eggs all the time?
How do I feel about it? How do I feel about it?
What do you think about it? Let's.
It's always kind of, it doesn't make every single show and every single set list, but it's a fun one when we do it, and it's a change of pace.
I think it's still, with the exception, I guess, of time now. That's the only.
Yeah, I don't really sing a lot of songs in the band, so
Yeah.
when I do, it's like, whoa, this is a change up. It kind of shakes things up in the night.
Yeah.
Gives people a chance to refocus their attention.
Yeah. I like it.
I can get off the stage with my wireless unit because I feel weird.
One of my favorite things
Run
about
around.
playing eggs is there's a little riff that we do.
That you do and I fail.
Yes. And Cameron always messes it up. And
It's most of the time.
And it's funny because he wrote it.
Yeah.
And so
Man, I get so confused because I think of things in shapes so much.
yeah.
Music wise, I just forget which type of shape I'm thinking of it, and I get one finger off, and it's just like, well, this is now a disaster.
Yep.
Okay. I love.
You've been doing better at it lately.
Yeah.
I will say.
Well, it's because almost 10 years on, I'm like, I should
Really focus on it.
learn that and play it right.
Yeah.
I love Jared's bass line.
In the riff section.
Yeah.
Boom.
Do 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 do
Boom, boom.
do do. Oh no.
Do do do.
Yeah.
Do do.
Boo 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 doo 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 doo. Yeah. Stupid
Yeah.
guitar player.
Yeah. Real good at that
Stupid
stuff.
lead bassist.
He's
Yeah.
yep. Well,
But super cool.
Yeah.
let's close this one up.
Yeah, thanks for chatting about eggs, fellas.
Buy our merch.
Buy it.
Buy our eggs.
Buy me
We
eggs.
have eggs for sale on
Buy eggs for
fullcoven.com.
Yeah.
He needs them.
For
Anyone out there has any interest in
pre-tariff priced eggs.
pre-tariff pricing me out a chicken coop?
Dude, I can make you a chicken coop. What are
Could you?
talking about? Yeah.
What? How
Yeah.
much? 100?
For the cost of the materials.
Deal. That's it. I'm getting chickens. It's going to be a big one, though, and it's got to
And
have a roof.
For the cost of the materials, and you got to give him some eggs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
That's what you say now, but I can see showing up at your house and asking for eggs and you saying,
I ate 'em all.
you can pry them from my cold, dead hands.
I would have just eaten them already. Or answer the door with 2 eggs in each cheek, yolk running down my mouth.
Yes, I can see that. I can picture that so easily. I wonder why. All right. Thanks for listening. We love you. Bye.
Bye.